now the banks will now have your information available to them. Then you started transaction. So the MIS there, they will keep on continuously tracking your transaction, looking at what you are doing. If there is anything wrong, they have to inform you, or they have to take action on it as a result of what your information that has been captured on their portal. And if you want to process a loan, they will look at your balance, whether if you are worth for getting what you have written for loan, and so on and so forth. So if you look at it there, MIS there, at the end of the day, the MIS will now get the statement of account of a customer for easy decision making. And that is why if there is any problem with your account, or something has been tampered in your account, by trying to get a statement of account, you will have all what is going on your account there. We also have the manufacturing company. The manufacturing company, the MIS, they are help in production, planning, supply chain management, and quality control. And I gave an example of Dangote Group uses MIS to manage cement production, monitor supply chain activities, and manage inventory. That's why you will hear that the Dangote company, they have a tracking device in each and every of their trailers that are conveying their product to their customers. They have a tracking device, and that tracking device is monitoring where that trailer is going, the movement of the trailer from the beginning, from the company to the where it's supposed to go. All this thing is managed by MIS. They have a complete data of each and every individual working at Dangote, and also the trailers that are conveying their goods to the customers were tracked to make sure that everything has gone to the right place. So their MIS look at how this their product has been conveyed and how everything is going without a hitch on the road. So we also have the healthcare management as an also example. See, the MIS used to manage patients' record, hospital administration, and medical diagnostics. And I gave an example of Lagos University Teaching Hospital uses an electronic health record system to manage patient information. Normally, in every healthcare now, they have their own softwares that are managing. Is a health electronic management, health management system that are used to capture information, detail of the patient, and also the details of doctors, nurses that are there, and how they used to interact with their patient in the hospital. And so the duty of MIS there is that they used to have, they used to control the software that has been used for the managing an electronic record of that hospital. And from there, the management can get the total number of patients that has various diseases, and they can be able to generate that information to the management for decision making. Then we also have retail businesses. The MIS assists in managing sales, customers' relation, and stock level in supermarket and online platform. Normally, giving an example of online platform, we have this Jumia, Konga, and other online platforms that are buying and selling goods and services to their customers. Even if you want to make interact with the Jumia, they need you to register with them so that they should have your full data and full information with them. And they will be able to be tracking the whatever you purchase from them up to where you are going to collect that goods. They have that data on their side, and they are tracking their transaction online to make sure that the transaction reach to its normal where it's supposed to be. Sometimes in some supermarket, they have already captured all their stocks on their platform there at the supermarket. Whatever you take, or when you are even sometimes you may find out that in the supermarket there is also a camera that is attached to the supermarket, capturing the information of customers, and that the MIS there can be able to get profile detail of what the customers has purchased in that supermarket, and the record will be there for any decision making by the management. And they have the inventory of all the stocks that have been there in the supermarket, or the stocks on the Jumia or Konga platform that has been used for sale to the customers. All everything is there at the platform, and the MIS can be able to generate any report in respect to any of the transaction that is being taken at that supermarket or to that Jumia or Konga platform for businesses. We also talk about the education. Education, I give an example of Nasarawa State University. KP uses MIS to manage student data, class schedule, and examination results. Like now in the Nasarawa State University, KP, we have our own portal that are managing student data. As a new student, you have to register with you have to add your data into the university portal. As a new student, undergraduate, maybe you came through JAM, you have your JAM number. We have already preload the information we got from the JAM offices. So you as a student, when you visit our portal, you only supply your JAM number. From there, your basic information will pop up. And you now continue with the order by producing other information to the portal. Therefore, you will have a complete record of yourself stored in our portal, and the class schedule and examination result. We have a result portal. We have a result platform or module on our portal that any result, any exam you wrote, the exam will be uploaded into the platform, and the result will be added to your portal. Like in the university now, we are using the CBT exam. We used to schedule our exam on the portal, on how you are going to write the exam, when are you to write the exam, and everything is captured in our portal. So the MIS now can use that, can be able to generate that information if there is any problem, or if there is anything that the management want to improve in the service of the university. They can get that information from the MIS. The result can be generated for Senate approval. The detail of the student or staff of the university were captured there, and it can be.
So there are some interactions from your word. It's cutting, sir. Sir, your voice is cutting. It's coming in distortions, please.
Okay, are you hearing me now? Hello.
I think it's her network.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you, sir.
Network.
It's from her network. It's not your problem, sir.
Okay, now let me continue. Let's come to the telecommunications. You know, MIS support the management of customer account billing and monitoring network performance for telecom company. And I gave an example of Globalcom. Nigeria uses MIS to manage billing system and track customer usage across its mobile service. Normally, if you want to make a call with any of these service provider, when you dial a number
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
I'm hearing you.
Sir, for the past 5 minutes, sir, we didn't hear anything you were saying.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
know whether it's me or other people.
It's you,
Some of
madam.
us are hearing. Maybe it's your network.
No, it's not. Prof, it's not your problem. We're hearing you clear, Prof. I think it's her network.
Okay. So what I am trying to say is that we are now on telecommunication. Oh, should we go back to education? Let me take it from education. What I am saying is that the use of MIS in the university. The MIS, they are the one managing the university portal. This university portal website captures the student details, staff details, result information, and so on were captured in the university website. So if management want to take any decision in respect to any student or staff of the university, they will fetch that information from the MIS. I gave an example of that. A student, for you to be able to be a student of the university, you have to register with the through the university portal so that your information will be captured on the university portal. And the university now can now scrutinize your detail to make sure that you are qualified for what you apply for. That information will remain there in the university portal. And the university portal also have a result module where it records each and every result of a student that is there on the portal. So for management, for Senate approval, if there is any if there is any problem with the result or any other things, it is through the management, the MIS, that the management can get information and take a decision on that matter. Therefore, MIS normally, if you look at when we are talking MIS use normally a platform, either manually or electronically, to gather information, a fruitful information for decision making for an organization. Now, telecommunication, I mentioned that the MIS support the management of customer account, billing, and monitoring network performance for telecommunication company. And I gave an example of Globalcom Nigeria uses MIS to manage billing system and track customer usage across its mobile service. And that is why I said that if you want to make a call using MTI Globalcom, you need to get the number. Yes? Hello? Hello?
We're hearing you, sir.
What I'm saying, you need to get the number of your customer, of your friend, or anyone you want to call. Dial the number. The number now will now go to the base station near you, the Globalcom base station near you. The Globalcom base station near you will now look at your information, where you register your Glo number, this and that, your home location register and everything. Then the base station will now look at the messages. Are you calling Glo to Glo, or you are calling Glo to other network? If you are calling Glo to the other network, they will now pass you to message switching center of the Globalcom company. The message switching center of the Globalcom company will now look at, are you trying to talk to somebody from MTN, or you want to talk? Hello? Hello?
Helen, Madam Helen, please mute your mic. Continue, sir.
What I'm saying, the Globalcom message switching center will now look at your call, whether you are calling, you are going to talk with somebody from MTN or Airtel or any other service. They will now switch you to that service so that you can be able to communicate with. MTN or any other network are doing that to track their services. So now each and every customer, if you register your Glo, the best station near you will now capture your information. That is your home location register, where you register your Globacom. So anywhere you are trying to make a call, even if you register your MTN at KP or Globacom at KP, one of the best station captured you, and you went to Lagos, you make a call. Immediately when you dial a number, that base station will try to communicate and get your home location register to identify that, yes, this guy has registered with a mass somewhere around KP, and this is his information. And that is why it's easy for any company, network company, to track individual. So if you see that the company didn't track, if they didn't track anybody complaining that maybe there is a problem, that one is just to deceive people, because anything you do in this network company is being captured and they can be able to track you at anywhere you are. And that is why I gave you an example. If you register with MTN or Globacom at KP, you have a Glo line, you register it in KP, new Glo line, you register it in KP. A base station closer to you for Globacom will now capture your information with all your registration. If you go to Kano or Lagos and make a call, the system will now look at your home location register and identify, yes, this is you with a register number of this and that. You are now trying to make a call at Lagos to somebody at Maiduguri. Everything is captured. They can be able to track a customer at anywhere. And that is one of the function of this MIS in the telecommunication company. So nowhere you can escape if they are truly wanted to get you. We also have the government. The government used to manage public finance, monitor government programs, and enhance service delivery to citizens. And I gave an example of Nigeria Immigration Service uses MIS to track passport application and message visa processing. Why are they doing that? Because they have their own platform for capturing information of a customer. So through that information, they can be able to track you, get everything for you. And the MIS there can be able to generate that information for a decision making to the immigration services. We also talk about the hospitality. The MIS help hotel manage booking, customer references, and streamline service delivery. I gave an example of Transcorp Hilton Abuja use MIS to handle room reservation, monitor guest preferences, and improve service. So I have forgot to mention that even we at the university, we use what is called a bed spacing. We can be able to reserve a bed space to certain people whom maybe they made a payment. We can reserve their spaces, bed spaces in the hostel. The same thing with this a hotel. You can be able to pay online, and they can make a reservation of a room for you at any time. So MIS can now be able to generate information based on the room reservation and the monitoring of guests in and out of his movement at that hotel. And the MIS can generate those information for management decision making. Now I talk about the finance, a case study. Now we come to the case study after real life application of NIS. Now we are going to give an example of a case study. The case study now, I gave an example of First Bank of Nigeria. I say First Bank uses an advanced MIS to monitor its banking operation from real-time transaction to customer relationship. And the example is improve transaction speed, data customer service, and enhance financial reporting and analysis. This is one of the case study of the MIS in managing the affairs of an organization. I say that the MIS improve transaction speed because we are using now a software. It's not a manual process. So everything is online, can be transaction within a very little second, and it will provide better service to the customer, and it also enhance financial reporting and analysis. It is easier for the MIS to generate a report of all these transactions, either yearly basis or in a quarterly basis, without any other problem, and be able to analyze the report and generate information that may be used for decision making of that organization. We also talk about the case study of manufacturing industries like Nigerian breweries. Say, in our outcome, say reduce production costs, improve product quality, and faster supply chain coordination across distribution in Nigeria. And also, we talk about a case study of the healthcare service, an example of Federal Medical Center, Abuja. Say it enhance patient care delivery, reduce waiting times, and improve hospital management and billing accuracy. Don't forget, there is a difference between real-life application where the and also the case study. Now we are giving the case study of the central of the industries. So the MIS enhance patient care delivery, reduce waiting time, and improve hospital management and billing accuracy. And I also continue to bring on in my case study the federal medical the manufacturing industry like MWT. And I mentioned that it increased operational efficiency, reduced delivery time, and optimized production schedule. Now, the healthcare service in Lagos again, improve access to healthcare service, streamline claim processes, and better management of patient data. Then another case study is the Zenith Bank Nigeria Limited. And in their outcome, I said it reduced fraud, improve decision-making, and enhance customer satisfaction through faster and more secure service. Even though in an issue of an MIS, we have been given an example of a hackers, those that are trying to manipulate an online platform and do other criminal activities on it. Upon all that, it reduces fraud normally, especially in a state where from the management of the banks, because everything now is now online. For you to be able to tamper with, it must have to be either by hacking or a super admin can be able to tamper those documents for any fraud activities, rather than other in the manual process where almost everybody can have a way of making something fraudulently to that organization. Normally in a system where we are using online platform, it is either the super admin, those who were given the super admin to control the platform, they are the one to be able to tamper with, unlike when you are using a manual process where many people can be able to tamper with the process of the transaction. Now, a case study of the manufacturing company, I gave an example of Nigerian bottling company. See, it improved inventory control, faster product delivery, and more efficient production planning. Then we also bring this healthcare national health insurance scheme. Say increased transparency in claim processing, better management of health data, and more efficient healthcare service delivery. These are all case studies. That's why I didn't take time in explaining the case studies. They are now give an example. I say in the future, the role of MIS will continue to grow, offering even more opportunities for enhancing productivity and innovation in Nigerian organization. And now here I talk about MIS project management, Nigerian context. Here, we are going to look at the project management in bold. What are the things that you're supposed to have in deploying information management system in your organization? See, project management involves planning, executing, and overseeing the deployment of information system to achieve business organization. Then what are the basic IT project management? Project management is the process of planning, organizing, and controlling resources to achieve specific IT-related goals within a defined timeline and budget. And this includes management life cycle of IT projects, such as software development, hardware installation, and the implementation. So now let's look at them one after the other. I say the initiation, you have to identify the need of the project and define its objective. And I gave an example of a Nigeria bank, identified the need to develop a mobile banking app to enhance customer service. That is the initiation. You have to initiate. What will make you to develop this AMS platform in order to control your organization in and out of transaction processing? Now, secondly, we have the planning. You have to plan, define the scope, timeline, resources, and cost estimation. So I gave an example of an organization such as MTN Nigeria plan to develop of an MIS to manage its telecom service and customer account. Even now in the university, we have to define our scope and timeline. What we want to develop for our university process. And we have to give a timeline, what are the resources and the cost estimate of our plans. So we also talk about the execution. That is the implementation of the project plan by deploying resources and monitoring projects. So even here now, when you have a plan, you now have the scope, the timeline, the resources, and what are the cost estimate implication of that software or a online platform that you are trying to develop for your MIS. Now you get everything. Now the implementation. You need to deploy the resources, the monitoring progress. Now, if you develop a software or you design a website, that website has to be deployed for your customers or for the student of the university. What are the resources? After deploying everything, you now have to, what are the method of monitoring that online platform for the usage of the university? You have to all think about all this. I gave an example of Nigeria begin to roll out of an ARF system to streamline its manufacturing process. So like now for the university, we have deployed our university portal for our MIS management system to manage the process, the activities of the university, both from that of the student and the staff of the university. Then you now talk about monitoring and controlling, tracking the process of the project against the key performance indicators and making necessary adjustments. And I gave an example of a government agency track the development of a new tax collection platform and ensure it is on schedule and within the budget. Now, the closing, completing the project, handling deliverable and assessing performance. After implementing, for example, a hospital management information system, Lagos University Hospital evaluate its effectiveness and improving patient care and administration. Now, what are the cost-benefit analysis for the information system? You know, in whatever you are doing, you have to look at the cost-benefit. You know, analyze the cost-benefit for benefit of your organization. That's a cost-benefit analysis is an essential part of MIS project management, especially in Nigeria, where resources are often limited. A CBE, that is cost benefit analysis, involves evaluating the cost and benefit associated with implementing an information system to determine whether the investment is worldwide or not. So what are the components of this cost benefit analysis? The categories we have the cost, the direct and indirect cost of implementing the MIS, including hardware, software, personnel, and the training. You have to look at the hardware that you are going to use, the software that you are going to deploy, and the personnel, those who are going to manage the softwares, and the training for those who are going to manage, and also the other end users of that organization. Then, for example, in a general hospital like National Office of Abuja may incur a cost for hardware upgrade, software license, and training for staff. Normally, when you deploy a system, you have to, that's why in your cost analysis, you have to think of future things that may occur. That is, you may need an upgrade, your software license will expire, and there must be continual training of a staff on that, or the use of that portal. So all those things has to be captured in your cost description. Then we'll not talk about the benefit. The expected financial and operational gain from the system, such as improved efficiency, reduced error, and better decision. An example is that NIC in Nigeria Port Authority could reduce paperwork, improve cargo tracking, and speed up customer process. Normally, in any organization, not even the Nigerian Port Authority and even the university system or normal organization, government organization, where now the system is that the paper we are pushed or based on a land system in an organization, whereby there is a software attached to that will allow you to share your information within an organization, or your organizational portal, or a platform that control your activities in the organization instead of using paper manually. Now, with the use of this platform, it will reduce paperwork and it will improve your tracking at any place and the speed of custom process. Normally, the speed on a platform is higher, better than that of a manual process, whereby you will go to a cabinet looking for a file, do this, do that before you can get this. Here on the portal, what you should do is just go to your database, scrutinize, and query the information that you may need at that moment. And that is all for it. You can be able to query it, print it, and submit it to the management for decision making. Tangible benefits. Major benefits such as cost saving, increased revenue, or reduced labor costs. And I gave an example of Nigerian retail company like Jumia. Jumia made experience increased sales from better inventory management and faster processing. Now, intangible benefit, non-measurable, that is benefit like customer satisfaction, improved decision making, enhanced reputation. I gave an example of a state government implementing an e-governance system to improve transparency in service, will experience increase in trust and citizen trust. Now, what are the steps in conducting the CBA, cost benefit analysis for MIS project? One, you have to identify the cost, identify the benefit, compare the cost and the benefit, then make a decision. Decision whether to proceed with the MIS project based on the analysis or not. These are the steps that you as an MIS, if you want to improve your organization to a certain level, then you have to look at the step, you have to look at these steps in conducting this cost benefit analysis. You identify the cost, estimate the cost of hardware, software, personnel training, and maintenance. What are those costs? Then you identify the benefit, determine how the system will improve efficiency, productivity and customer satisfaction. Now talk about compare the cost and the benefit to calculate the return of investment and payback period to assess if the benefit outweigh the cost. Making a decision, decide whether to proceed with the MIS project based on the analysis. Now the MIS implementation and change management. So now after all these things, you now come to the MIS implementation. It's the process of deploying a new information system in an organization. So now in all what you have done, now we are talking of, we have given a use case, we have given a real life example, and now we are on the implementation of the process. After looking all those things, you now decided to present this to your organization that you also, based on this course and based on these use cases and real life scenario we have given, you now want to bring this a new system to your organization. Then you bring the cost benefit of this, the cost and the benefit of using this new information system or a platform. So now, after all those things, the last is the implementation and the change management. Now, implementation is the process of deploying a new information system in an organization. In Nigeria, many challenges can arise during implementation, including resistance to change, inadequate infrastructure, and skill gap. Let me give you an example. When we introduced the university portal, the result processing system, many of our lecturers there at the university are condemning the process that this one is not going to work. How can you be saying that me as the old professor to be coming to portal, learn how to upload results, this and that. These are some of the challenges. So many challenges can arise during the implementation from your staffs. From the bothering staff, they will not say, no, this thing will create problem. You are taking us to the online process because there is a lot of problem. They don't know how to use it, this and that. And they will start sabotaging the effort of the MIS in bringing this new information system. But you have to go for war for a long time to even try to convince them to accept these new changes. And that is the problem of Nigeria, because maybe many of our people are enjoying that the benefit of manual process by doing some other things. And now you brought a software platform that will take over the manual process. So those people that are enjoying that manual process by manipulating it and be getting some changes from it, they will start fighting you. So these are some of the challenges that you will face when you are trying to do that. And continuously, it reached a time where our management said, everybody, whether you like it or not, you must upload your result on the portal. From there, they started creating another problem that the MIS manipulating the result after when they uploaded it. This is not what they have given, they have uploaded. It has been changed by the management. All these things, they are bringing it in order to make the management change decision. So all these things, if you are to bring this thing to your organization, you have to stick fast, because you will face a lot of challenges with even the staff of that organization. So including resistance change, inadequate infrastructure, and skill gap. Sometimes you may bring this platform, but the infrastructures that will support the implementation of the software is another problem. You will discover that maybe that organization doesn't have enough infrastructure to support that. It's a challenge. And the skill gap, the gap that is from the staff, those who are going to manage the software, or those who are going to be using the software in the organization, they may have a problem of literacy on this new system. So you have to think of training them, giving them thorough training on how to use that software for the organization. Change management play a crucial role in addressing these challenges. So now let's go back to MIS project, this implementation. So now steps in MIS implementation. We talked about the planning before, system design. Let me go back to the planning, the project scope, timeline, and goals are allocate resources. I discussed about that. Now system design. Design the system architecture include hardware and software requirements. I gave an example of Nigerian oil and gas company may design a supply chain, MIS, to manage oil distribution and sell. Let me take you to the university because it's a very, you can be able to maybe get it clear. Design the system architecture. You have to design the system architecture. What and what do you want to include on that software? What module are you going to bring? Are you going to bring the staff profile, student profile, payment processing, result processing? Yes. So in your design, you have to capture all what you want to use with that software. Then you now design the architecture. Your architecture is the student will now come to our portal, register himself, get admission. From admission, then pay school fees. From school fees, write exam. From exam, you get the result. From the result, graduation. That's how you are going to design your system. The staffs, when he's employed, he has to register himself to the portal. They assign a responsibility, promotion, upgrade, retirement. You are going to design it on ground, including the hardware and software requirement. What are the hardware and software needed for this new project? You capture them. Then the development, building the system, either by developing in-house or outsourcing to a vendor. Now, after when you design it on ground, on a paper, you now look at, do you have internal developers, or you are going to contract the development of the softwares to other software developers? Like university, we are using in-house developers. We don't involve outside developers. We are using in-house developers. Now we now take our architecture to the developers. This is our architecture. This is how we want our software to behave. Now, look at it. They have to look at it and starting writing a code based on our architecture. So after writing the code, we now go for testing. Test the system for functionality, performance, and accuracy. After developing the software, you now go for the test. That is internally. You now test the system internally based on performance and the security. If the performance is okay, the scalability, you look at the scalability is okay, everything is okay. You now look at the security of the software against intruder or any other person that may decided to tamper with the system. You have to look at all this there during the testing period. So after when you have tested everything and everything is working fine, you now present it to the management. First, you have to test it in-house within the MIS to make sure that the system is working perfectly. Then you now take it to the management of that organization, of the university, and present it to them. You prototype the software to them to see how the system functions. Then from there, you wait for the deployment. If they have agreed with what you have tested to them, then they will now ask you for the deployment of the software. Roll out the system across the organization, ensuring all departments have access. Now, if the software is okay for the management, then the deployment. Part of the deployment that you're supposed to do is that you have to put it on top of the internet, or you have to host the software. If it is something that can be managed locally within the organization, then now you host it in the organizational server for each and every department to use the software. But if it is something that you have to put it on top of the internet, then you have to think of hosting the software first on the Google platform. Then after hosting the software, you now create the username and password of the people that are supposed to be using the software of that organization. That is the deployment. Immediately after deployment, then the use of this. Then the last is the training and support. You have deployed the software on the internet or on the internet server of that organization. What you're supposed to do there is to train the people, the users, those that are going to use the software, train them on how to use the software, how to give a support to the customers on that software. You train them first. After training them, you now create username and password, give it to them. When I give an example here is provide training for employees and establish ongoing technical support. University staff in Nigeria are trained on how to use a newly implemented student management information system. Now you train your staff, you train everybody that is going to support the software. And then you be taking the technical part of it, make sure that if there is any technical issue on the software, you take it and try to fix the problem. Now, change management in AMS. Change management involves preparing and supporting employees and ensuring that a smooth transition occurs during the implementation of new MIS. In Nigeria, resistance to change is common, especially in an organization with manual process or employees not familiar with the technology. I have been given an example of this. I said, once if you develop a new software, and most of the people of the organization were thinking that this software will create a change to where they are getting something, you will start experience a resistance from those staff of that organization. So you have to be steadfast to make sure that they will comply with the software. Then the management has to be there and very serious about it to make sure that every staff of that organization is compliant with the new system. If not, you will be having a lot of problems, condemning here and there and creating problem here and there, just to make sure that the system is not accepted by the members of the organization. So it's a very serious thing. Whenever you brought a new system in this kind of MIS, you will experience a resistance from nook and cranny of that organization because people have been enjoying the manual process. They have a little transaction that they used to, that they are doing at the back, which by using the software now, it will now cut off that their enjoyment at the back. So they will resist it to be high until when the management steadfast on it. And therefore, on that note, you have to be very careful with the software. Make sure you are checking your your audit log, because many people will started misbehaving on the system in order to bastardize the system so that the system will not be accepted by the manager. So it's a very serious thing. So not familiar with technology, that one is very soft, because if you are not familiar with the technology, that one training can cover it. You can train the people to be familiar with that new technology that you people have employed in the district management of information. Then we now talk about the communication. Communicate the purpose and benefits the new system to all stakeholders. you have to try and communicate the benefit of this new system to the stakeholders so that they should know that how this thing will impact the organization. That is why if they can be able to understand it very well, they are the one that can stay steadfast to make sure that the organization has been using the software for their operational. So a Nigerian university communicate with its staff and students about the benefit of transitioning to digital student portal. This is why it's a very big war. You have to be training, try to hide them on how to accept that software. Because the problem is that now, issue of this manual in Nigerian system is a very serious problem. Many people are benefiting on that. And once you take it into that online process or online portal, many people will lose getting what they have been getting before. So that is why you will be having a very big problem with even the staff before the student. Train employees on how to use the new system to reduce fear and resistance. Also provide technical support and troubleshooting during and after implementation. Now, when you deploy the software, people are using it, then you have to be giving support to the software, troubleshooting in case if there is any problem. That is where sometimes the issue of our people has to be very careful. You that you have been given a privilege to use the new system or a portal, you will stand on the hackers will not allow you to be practicing your work without even threatening you. So now sometimes they may even send an information claiming that it's from the technical support office, that is MIS office technical support, that maybe there is a problem with the systems and you were asked to go into this link and supply your username and password in order to rectify the issue, not knowing that this message is from the hackers or any other devious people. So by attempting to follow their instruction, you may take yourself into a bad place where they will use your username and password to create a problem into the portal. So I gave an example of a bank in Nigeria set up a help desk to support staff with issues arising from newly implemented MIS for loan management. Then leadership involvement. Ensure leadership actively support the change and encourage employees' adoption. The managing director of Nigerian Telecommunication Company lead the initiative to adopt a new customer relationship management. The same thing with that of during this our university new portal. You know, we migrated from our former portal into our new portal. Before it was Zaria, ABU Zaria that managing our university portal. Then after we have gathered our internally developers, train them, then we now develop our own new portal for the university. Then we have to migrate from that portal, from the Zaria portal to our new in-house portal for the university. So during that our migration, you know that when you are migrating, even you, for example, you are migrating from your house now. You are leaving your house to another house. Maybe you build a new house and you are packing from the old house to the new house. When you are packing from the old house to the new house, it's not everything that you will pack it. Sometimes, even if you pack them all, when you are going there on the car, maybe the people who carry those your properties, while one of the property will now drop from the people and break. Maybe when you go to the new house, you are trying to fix a bed, that bed will break. So many things will happen. along the way when you are parking from a new house to from your old house to the new house. So same thing with the portal. When you are when you are migrating from one portal to another, sometimes you may miss something along the way. So it is later, after when you settle down on the new house, that you come to realize that I missed something there, I missed something there. So how will I be able to make them back? So this thing is happening with the portal. So that very time, those who doesn't want the online process to continue, they start complaining that you look at now, see, something has been missing for the students, something has been missing for the staff, something has been missing from the bursary department. This is a very problem. Let the management take it back to manual process. That's all, to avoid all this thing. Now, where are they going to get this and that? At that time, the management still passed that no going back on this. No going back of this. We must manage it like that. No changing. It's either you support or you go away, because the manager will not go back again to a manual process or to a Zaria portal. Now the university have their own in-house developers. Doesn't need anybody outside the university to come and do something for them, and they don't want to be using manual process again for the process. Now, the challenge in MIS implementation in Nigeria, you know that in any of things that you come with it newly, you must have a challenges on them. So now the challenges here is that infrastructure limitation, inadequate power supply, slow internet, and outdated hardware can delay implementation. Now, in the Nigerian system, you know, we have a problem of this light issue. So, like in the university now, what we are doing is that we have about 2 different backup. Apart from the light getting from the NEPA, we also have a generator, and we also have 24-hour inverter system that we should always be on the power supply. We don't have problems. Slow internet. That is why the university moved from 156 Mbps to 1 gigabit per second to improve the internet connectivity in the university. And also the issue of outdated software hardware. You know, normally each 3 to 5 years, the hardware company used to upgrade their hardware devices. So now, being in this new system, you have to be very careful with this. After 5 years, you need to look at your old devices and maybe replace them with the newly improved devices to avoid delay in terms of using the software at in your organization. We talk about resistance to change. And we've mentioned that employees to manual process may resist transitioning to an automated system. Skill gap. Lack of technical expertise can hinder system adoption and effective use. This one, you have to engage the staff on training. You have to take them for training, or you can be able to train them from your own MIS to make sure that they were able to acquire this knowledge for the use of this new system in that organization. Then we look at the cost. High upfront cost can be a barrier, especially for government institution or small business. Then talk about the best practice for MIS implementation in Nigeria. Engage stakeholders early. Involve staff and management from the beginning of to gain their support. That is what we have done in the university. Even though we have done that, but we have to endure that challenges from them. No, you can't just do something without getting the stockholders of that organization into that system. Like now, before we start developing the university portal, we have gathered, we have discussed with the student, the lecturers, academic, and the non-academic staff of the university. We got some information from them. We asked them questions on how they used to interact with the manual process and so on. And after that, we use that what we have generated from that and convert it into an electronic process. Upon all that, we have a challenge with them. And also customize to local need. Ensure the system meet the specific need of the Nigerian context, such as laboratory compliance. That one is normal. In each and every organization, there is a compliance policy, a regulatory and compliance policy on how to use some certain these electronic systems. So each and every organization need to get that, and we have all these things, what we're supposed to do and what we are not allowed to do. Ongoing training and support. Normally, you have to engage your staff continuously in training so that they should be very acquainted with the new system. Monitor and evaluation. Regularly assess the system performance and address any emerging challenges. You know, sometimes the problem we are facing when you are managing a system like that, every year or quarter of the year, software developers or hardware developers, hardware engineers used to upgrade their system. Two, you must regularly be checking to make sure that you are updating and upgrading your system to meet the challenges of the emerging technology. So it's very, very important for you to be doing that, because you may be using your database, maybe they have upgrade or update you the database that you are using, that you are being using. Maybe you are using the lower version 17.0 and it has been upgraded to 19.0. So at least you have to be monitor, make sure that what had the new upgrade of that database. If you get the new upgrade, try to upgrade your database to meet that new development, so that you should avoid problem with the hackers and other intruders that may use this advantage. Because the problem is that if the organization, if the software developer, the company or any hardware company upgraded their system, sometimes they used to discard giving support to the lower version of the system again. And therefore, the hacker used that opportunity to penetrate into that lower version and do some certain things on it. In conclusion, say project management is essential for successful information system implementation in Nigeria by applying proper project management principles, conducting a thorough cost-benefit analysis, and implementing strong change management practice. Nigeria organization can enhance their productivity and service delivery. Effective MIS implementation transform organization, helping them meet the growing demand of their sector and better serve their client or stakeholders. So this is the end of this lecture on this MIS project management and case study and application. So today we only talk about the project management, the cost benefit analysis for the information system, implementation and the change management, the real life application, case study in finance and manufacturing healthcare. So we only brought that one to explain to you on this how the MIS is being implemented in various organizations. So that is the end of this today. Today is if you look at it, it's not a normal lecture, it's just bringing the case studies and the cost benefit of the real life application of MIS in an organization. I'm hearing you. Hello. Hello.
Madam Patient, please mute your mic, please.
Hello.
No, Prof, you can go ahead and ask questions.
Okay,
Then we'll take questions.
Hello.
Yes, sir, we are hearing. Is it time for questions?
What I'm saying, I said today is just it's not a normal. What I am trying to bring today is just the in-lab application of the MIS and the case study in finance, manufacturing, healthcare, and the ETC, and also the cost-benefit analysis for information system. Then the implementation of a MIS in an organization. That is what I brought to you today.
Hello, sir.
It's a whole lot.
Hello, sir. In the challenges,
I am hearing you.
in the challenges, you made mention of resistance to change.
Yes.
Don't you see some of the issues I used to bring about resistance to change is lack of adequate or enough sensitization for people to understand the importance of the change that is coming in with the introduction of the MIS?
Yeah.
Or is it that naturally people just don't want to see NIS?
No, nobody, we have been fighting with this kind of issue in the university because so many things is happening in that manual process. So now let me give you an example. In the university, sometime during our manual process, you will find out that the bursary staff has its own receipt that is being given to the student. He will collect a school fees of a student, give him a receipt. He has his own extra receipt attached to him. Instead of giving a school receipt, you now give his own receipt. Collect that money, use the money. So school are losing school fees to the staff of the bursary staff. And even in the result issue, the student used to go to student affairs, bribe them and get his result. Sometimes you will find out that student didn't pay school fees for about 3 to 4 years, but he will just get a checking change, go to the bursary, get someone from the bursary staff, pay that, give him some checking change. He will not a receipt or clear him from clear him that he has paid all his school fees. The same thing with the admission office or result office, where a student will just go bribe the officer there, clear him, give him the result. So now, when we brought this to the management, that the issue of this automating all these systems so that enough money to do their activities. From there, we started getting challenges from the bursary staff, from the registry staff, and even the lecturers. Because from the lecturers there, you go there, bribe them, and after bribing, they will now complete everything for you, and that is all. The exam officer has every right to do what he can do on the result system. So now we say, okay, now for us to be able to create any system is that we have to develop a university portal. The student should make a payment via the university portal, and clearance of the student.
Mr. Ansel, you're distracting the class. Madam Patience, please mute your mic. Sorry, sir. Go ahead.
So we said that the clearance for result should be done online on the portal. School fees should be paid through the portal. Clearance should be done through the portal. Then now the academic staff start complaining. No, you want to create a problem now. How can you be gathering result of the student and at once upload it? The AMS can tamper with the result and do this and that and do that. So now say no. Let's sit down together and discuss on how we are going to manage this. now call the lecturers, sit down with them that hey, now the result will only be uploaded by a lecturer. If you, the lecturer who take the course is the one to upload that course on the portal. And before that lecturer upload the course, must get an authorization from his HOD. The HOD, if the lecturer finish marking his result, he will now meet the HOD that I have done with my marking. So the lecturer now, the HOD now will now authorize him from the portal. There is
you didn't blow horn, you are driving like this. Eh?
So there is a button that the HOD will now click on the portal. That will allow that he will now select the file number of that lecturer and click on OK. So now the lecturer will now have the authority to enter into his portal. He will go there and download his score sheet. The score sheet there will come empty in the Excel format. So he will not tamper with anything there. You just put his CA and that of the mark. Then you now upload the paper. The system will now calculate the remaining things, get the result, whether a student get A, B, or C, and it will be added to his paper. That is what we want to do. You know, okay, no problem. Let's try and see. Then we want the bursary staff that we want to automate this so that this, each and every student must pay his school fees. You think it's a good idea? No problem, we can do that. So after when we automate all these things, the lecturers now started saying that this is after when they uploaded their result. We will now you know that each and exam officers now will have an HOD authorization. Instead of HOD to be holding his own responsibility, he will now take his responsibility and give it to the exam officer. So the exam officer now has the authority to open each and every result of a lecturer on the platform. So sometimes the exam officer will now collect money from the student, and he will use that authorization HOD and tamper with the result of the lecture. Then later the lecturer will now come and say, no, it is from the MIS that a temper is result. The result of the social student is B, and now is A, or the result
Mr.
of
John,
is F, and now is B. So all this thing is happening, challenging here and there, challenging here and there. We now say, okay, you know, because now they don't have the authority.
Mr. John, you are distracting the class, please. Check your mic.
So they don't have the authority to be tampering with the result. They now rely that it is MIS that are creating confusion. They don't want the result to go online because MIS are doing this, MIS are doing that. But I say, okay, now we went back to the VC. The VC said, okay, how are we going to solve that problem? Say, okay, the best thing is that let's create a portal. After any moderation of result, you, the VC, will now authorize from your end at the portal. You click on authorize. You give a timeline that from today to tomorrow at so date. If there is any correction, let the lecturer do his correction and upload the result. She's the one to give that authorization from the portal. She said, okay, no problem. Still, they now went and the rearranging result. When the VC approved for that authorization, the lecturer will now go back after collecting money from the student. He will now change almost all the results and re-upload it at that time again. So now we come to discover that there are a student that has 2.0. After moderation, after modification, he has 3.5. All these things. That's it. But this is not our problem again. What do you want us to do? Say, okay. So now the problem that each and every HOD of the faculty must use his authorization. if he handed over any of his authorization to any of his staff, he will held responsible with whatever happened to the portal. Same thing with the Boundary department. Complaining every era that the MIS are waiving school fees for the student. That they have to go back to manual to save this problem, this and that. This, and I say, okay, what do you need that will make you people will make MIS not to be waiving school fees again? They say, we should decide. Then we went and met the BC and we told her that now BC, issue of school fees, we are going to train staff from the Boundary department that anything that has to do with school fees, let them go to the Boundary. They have their role on the portal. There we gave them their role. Issue of school fees don't go. Nobody is coming to the MIS and say this and that. But once if you bring a new system to the organization, you will have that challenges because people have been enjoying that manual process, and now you are trying to stop them. It's a very big war for you to be able to convince them that this is for the benefit of the organization or this and that. It's very, very, very big war for you to be able to convince them. But they know that it will strengthen the university revenue system. But their problem is that what they are getting at the back. That's where the problem is. And that is why you will be having a very big challenges. So that is the issue of these challenges that we are facing in using this online system in organizational process. Oh, hello.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Hello. I'm hearing you.
Yeah.
I'm hearing you.
It's well understood, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So, hello,
Thank you very much, sir, for the lecture. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
So when can we get the outline or what you used today, sir, posted in our platform, please?
It's there now. It's 12 and it's 11 and 12.
The one that we just finished now, sir.
Yes, it's 11 and 12.
Yes, it was posted.
Case study
yesterday.
and application.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, we will find it on the platform, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, just like what somebody said yesterday, if you can make it in form of lecture note for us, then we will appreciate it.
After I will make a lecture note and send it to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
So
sir.
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye, sir. We really appreciate.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir. Bye.
Remember